Okay, we're live.
Hi, this is Tim Welch with the Federation of State Employees Hotline News Service, and today is the start of Open Enrollment for 2018 health plans. It runs from now until November 30th. Here to talk about some of the important reasons why you should care about Open Enrollment is President Sue Henricksen on the left and Executive Director Greg Devereux. So Sue and Greg, why is it important for state employees to pay attention to Open Enrollment?
Well, for the next 30 days, the state employees choose their health care plans. There are roughly 3 different types of plans. Kaiser Permanente has several offerings, UMP, and then there are several uniform medical plans that are new, the High Value Network and the Accountable Care Network. Those are plans that have a restricted list of providers, but their overall premiums are cheaper. So those are things that state employees need to look at.
And Sue, as a rank and file state employee, why is it important at this time of year for everyone to pay attention, perhaps go to a health benefits fair?
I think it's really important for the state employees to go now. There are some new plans that I think they need to be aware of, check into, see if they'll fit them. It may decrease some of their costs. They only have from now until the end of this month, the end of November, to choose those plans. If they don't choose a plan, they will stay on the current plan that they have. So there are other new benefits on some of these plans. It's really important that they look at those plans.
Now, Greg, why don't you explain why this is a part of our rights to negotiate good contracts to sustain our families, that even though there are some changes and some increases, some premiums, some plans, overall, this is a major benefit to our members, and explain how that's important to negotiate this.
Well, yeah, every 2 years we negotiate in a coalition of all the unions. That's by statute. We negotiate health care benefits, and management has proposed in the past that we pay up to 30% of the costs, and we have held the line at 15% for a number of bargaining sessions, and that's critical because that would be, double the cost for state workers. So we believe at the bargaining table we've done a good job of holding the line on healthcare costs. Outside of bargaining, we fight in every way possible for pensions, and we have done a good job in the last negotiations increasing wages for state workers.
Now, Greg, you actually sit on the Public Employees Benefits Board. You opposed the increases to premiums the last time around, and you're a lone voice as usual. But overall, what are some of the additions that in recent years state employees have gotten in the PEP plan?
Well, there are a number of benefits that have been added over time. Domestic partner benefits. There are a number of
The Hep C.
Hep C,
Transgender.
Hepatitis C, transgender benefits have been added. So I'd say over the past decade, because of our influence, the collective unions and the coalition, we have added a number of benefits that are really critical to state workers' lives.
And I understand that as part of the bargaining process, actually, you're able to not only negotiate these benefits, but such things as vacation leave and holidays that a quarter of Americans actually don't even have. So is that something we sometimes take that for granted, but we wouldn't have those things without bargaining, whether it's health care, vacations, or holiday pay. Is that correct?
Very much so. In the last round of bargaining, we added vacation benefits that had not improved in 40 years. And that will dramatically change, especially new state workers' lives. They'll be able to use vacation during the probationary period, and it's really, really an improvement that has had a long time coming.
Before we talk about some other particular things that are important during open enrollment, our members can go to wfsc.org and see links to more information on this. Greg, why don't you hold up? I think many of them would have gotten in the mail this newsletter from the PEDB that kind of really outlines and details everything that's going on. If you haven't gotten it, you'll find a link to it on our website, again at wfsc.org. Sue, there's some changes to the dependent care plan. Do you want to go over some of those details, why it's important to pay attention to that?
Right. As a working mom, I remember childcare was a huge expense for me. So I joined the program for the dependent care, and that is taken from your paycheck. So it does reduce the amount of gross. So your taxes go down with this. So you're allowed to have up to, I'm thinking it's
I think it's $2,600. I think it went up $100.
Yeah, I think it did go up $100 this year. So that's a big benefit for people who have children. I also want to add on that when we negotiated the extra holidays and the ability to use your vacation as soon as you earn it when you're a new employee. We've also negotiated the ability for young women who are having children to have shared leave during their pregnancy. That's a really, really big win for us women who are planning families. So that is very, very important for young women.
What about flexible spending accounts?
A flexible spending account is a huge benefit. I use it every year. If you know that you're going to have dental care, if you know that you're going to have glasses, contacts, any kinds of regular medications that you would take, you would go on, sign up for flexible spending accounts, average out what you would be spending, put that into their calculator. That amount of money will come out of your paycheck. It also reduces your taxes on your paycheck for that year. And when you need to have your care, you'll get a benefits card, and you can just use that card to pay for your medications, any co-pays that you would have for your doctor's visits or for your glasses. It really is a huge benefit. And that also has increased to $2,600.
And Greg?
So there are two other things, Tim, that I think are really important for state workers to pay attention to. On the PBB, I'm always watching for what is the funding that management is going to provide for our benefits. And the funding rate, they take to the legislature and they fund every 2 years. And we had serious concerns that the legislature cut it too much this past session. We're assured by the Healthcare Authority that this year there will be enough in the funding for state workers from management. We're not certain that the second year of the biennium there will be enough. So that is something that we will, as a union, collectively push for to make sure that management puts the amount of money that is required into the rate in the legislative process. The second thing, we had a big win yesterday legally because an outside entity was trying to get our names and addresses and other privacy, private matters, and we blocked that in court. We won a huge victory, and our members are very concerned about folks trying to use their addresses, their names for identity theft issues. So that was a big win.
So healthcare, holidays, vacations, dependent care, flexible spending, and privacy. Does that kind of show the value of having a strong union?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's very, very important. Thanks to all of you and all the actions that you've taken during session and during bargaining, we've been able to gain better benefits for ourselves as state employees. Realize that we will be going into bargaining again this summer, and we're going to need every single one of you to be standing behind your bargaining team when we start to bargain for compensation and for our health care. It will be a fight, and we're going to need every single member to be engaged in this process. These are your benefits. This is your pay. You're going to need to be engaged. I know that you all care. You work very, very hard, and we work very hard to maintain your benefits for you, but it works so much better when we all join together and fight for these together.
Again, you can go to our website at wfsc.org, and you can see more information, including the schedule of health benefits fairs, where you can get in-person information not only on healthcare but on dependent care, retirement, and other issues. And Greg and Sue, I understand a big event's going to happen on this next Monday, November 6th. What's going to happen on that day?
We're going to open the Member Connection Center where members can call one number in the Federation and get information on anything, any information about rallies, about issues at work, any grievance matters. Rather than calling their field office, the 7 different offices, they will now call one office. Essentially, it's a virtual field office, and they will get consistent answers. It will be much more effective and will free up the other members and staff in the other offices to work on workplace issues in those areas.
And that number is 833-MCC-WFSE. Again, 833-MCC-WFSE. This new Member Connection Center is really a value-added benefit for union members to get quick answers and rapid response, and it's actually an additional field office in addition to all the other ones we have. It's a virtual field office, as Greg said, and every other part of the Federation still remains, and this just really steps up our game. Anything else you want to say about the MCC?
I think the MCC can answer any questions that you have regarding your healthcare benefits and how you can get information on the PEB website. I also want to remind everyone about Smart Health. You can join Smart Health. It would allow you to save $125 on your deductible. So you can go to the Smart Health website. That can be found as you go into the PEB website. They'll have a link for you to go to Smart Health. They'll also have the link for the flexible spending accounts and the dependent care accounts. So hopefully everyone uses this benefit. The MCC is a great addition to provide the information that you need. So use it.
And again, go to our website, wfsc.org, to see all these links to the healthcare plan. Any final words, Sue and Greg?
I would just reiterate what Sue said about bargaining. Bargaining this summer will be critical. During the legislative session, fighting for funding for healthcare will be critical. And there are many other issues away from the bargaining table, like removing rent control prohibitions, that we will be fighting for as a union for you.
All right, that's it. Thank you for this edition of Live from WFSE headquarters.